What's up, y'all? This is episode 41 of Shoe Booty Sports, the Dirk Nowitzki episode for you folks keeping up at home. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Rhino Races. Here's the t-shirt, which you can find in their gear section, by the way. I'll set up a little bit so we can see the whole thing. Get the cord
See
out
the
of the
full
way. There we
logo.
go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Get it all in.
Beautiful logo. But you can get that t-shirt, wristbands, decals in their gear section at rhinoraces.com and sign up for their races. You can register there on the site. They offer a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the Rhino Ultra. Visit rhinoraces.com for details of those races and how to sign up and how to run, track your run, submit your results, and receive your award by mail. It's that easy. Rhinoraces.com. And you can find Shoe Booty Sports. You can listen to us on Spotify, watch us on Spotify too, YouTube, listen to us on Apple and Google Podcasts, the Wisdom app, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and check us out on Twitter at Shoe Booty Sports. That's where you can send all your hate tweets, give us a like, follow, whatever you want to do, just as long as you're talking about us. We are
Man,
going to
I'm glad you remember all that information.
absolutely. Oh, I mean, we've done it 41 times now, so it's starting to kind of
Yeah.
click. But yeah, and oh, by the way, host Graham Powell, co-host
Bradley
Brad Brown.
Brown.
Yeah. And first thing on the topics, Aaron Rodgers did ayahuasca. Yeah, I had to Google how to spell that when I sent it to you. Like, hey, this is what we're going to talk about first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the voice recognition on Siri did not pick that up. So
Have a little trouble with the accent, did it?
apparently, yeah, probably so. I felt like I said it slow and I did okay. Ayahuasca. I feel like I said it right. I don't know if it's the accent more than just what it is, but did you hear what he had to say about it in some kind of podcast or whatever it was? He talked about, just to summarize it, he did what most people do after doing that, which for those of you that don't know what it is, it's like it's very popular in like Peru. It's something you drink, right? It's from like a powder. It's very like
Yeah, you can drink it, and man, I want to say I seen on like some National Geographic or something that they were snorting it.
could be, but they take it very seriously there. I mean, it is like an ancient
Oh
custom
yeah.
that they do. And you go into this, it's like very cleansing. You go into this deep, long, like trance like trip. And there's lots of vomiting involved, is my understanding. And then that's when kind of the trip starts. You usually have somebody there to kind of monitor you,
Yeah.
be your
You have
guide.
it. You have a guide.
Yes, your
Yeah.
guide, like a native. And yeah, I've never done it, so I don't know how it goes. I had a coworker when I was a reporter that had done it, and of course he would have done it. He was a very hippie like photographer. In a sense, he was hippie, but he wasn't. But he had talked about doing that, and he had a lot of interesting stories. I liked him, but that was you hear Rodgers talk about it, and he's always got some kind of goofy something. Some of the things he says are pretty smart, but then you hear some of the stuff, and he's very hippie, little wacky, and he talked about it really kind of set him forth on about how I guess what his path is going to be moving forward. It's a lot clearer now, and he's going to be a better teammate, person, lover. Which, by the way, and Coward said this on his podcast, and I agree. We don't need to use the word lover. It's just a weird word. To
Yeah.
a better teammate, a better lover. It's just weird, man. You need to
Yeah.
go and say that. But is that yeah, it's something, and the way Rogers is rocking his hair now, it's very Steve
His
Nash
tattoo,
like in his last days. I haven't even seen his tattoo.
dude. His tattoos looks like he did whatever that drug is.
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. Yeah. Looks like he did ayahuasca. Looks like he tripped balls and hey, I'm gonna get this tattoo. So
What's his girlfriend's name? Like Blue Sky or something?
why not?
Go, give it a Google. Yeah, let's give it a Google real quick. Can you not right now,
I'll try.
Microsoft? It's deciding to let me know things all of a sudden.
It's
Yeah,
listening. I got AA and said Aaron Rodgers' girlfriend. So thanks, Google.
no, that was number 2 on the Google list. Now, see, now it's just showing
It's from like June 9th. It's Shailene Woodley.
Shailene, but yeah, it's not her anymore.
Hey, I didn't say I could read, but
Well, I mean, it's a difficult name. Blue of Earth. There it is. Shout out outkick.com for actually
wait,
giving the whole name.
what?
Blue
Blue?
of Earth. BLU.
Oh, his rumored girlfriend. Okay, from 6 days ago. Wow. And yeah,
Yeah, Blue of
blue,
Earth.
like Blu-ray, like
Yeah,
not
and
even the correct way.
I actually like that it's not spelled like the color. It gives it a cool kind of vibe.
What if it was sky with like a C?
Well, that'd just be weird.
Exactly.
Then it's just Psy, or yeah, it could be confused with
What about
Psy.
about SCKY?
SCKY. I mean, maybe it sounds like a vodka or something.
I don't know.
There's an idea, although there's some infringement going on there, pretty close to copying. But anyway, so Aaron Rodgers has done ayahuasca. He's going to be a better teammate and
Wait,
whatever.
how long ago did he do this? Like,
It's been a while.
because he
It
said
was
it
when
gave him
he
2 MVPs, right? But it hasn't given him a Super Bowl, so he might want to go back.
well, no, this was recent. This is when he went on his like cleanse thing, and that
Yeah.
was a couple of months ago, maybe.
Oh, I thought this happened a couple of years ago.
This was before the contract signing, I
So
think,
this lines up perfect
the
with his new
extension.
tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, it's interesting news. We'll jump to baseball because we have a little bit of time left till football. It's coming up though. I mean, we are
It's getting here.
yeah,
It's almost here.
August 9th. It's August 9th by the way.
Is it?
Current yeah, August 9th. And Thursday, jumping to baseball. Thursday is the second Field of Dreams game. So the game being played at the field where Field of Dreams was, shot, etc. Last year, did you watch last year's game? I did watch last year's game between the Yankees and White Sox.
Yes, I did.
And I was thinking, like, going in, I was like, I'm going to watch this because I don't just sit down and randomly watch a random regular season baseball game.
Me neither.
It's got to be a big matchup and nothing else on typically. And I love baseball, but unless I'm there, because I was at the Travelers game, I went to the Travelers game Saturday, Arkansas Travelers, our Double A
Who'd they play?
affiliate, Midland Rockhounds, I believe it is. They play them half the time I go. It's either them or Springfield. I
It
want to
used to
say I've
always
been
be the
to,
Tulsa Drillers or Shreveport.
yeah, okay, I've been to like some Frisco and Tulsa ones, but they got beat by the way. Yeah, Midland won 5-1, but the nachos were banging. The
Oh,
nachos were absolutely
always.
banging. What's your favorite ballpark food?
Dude, it's not. It's an abnormal one. It's Chick-fil-A sandwich that they always used to serve at Ray Winder Field. Because you
They
get
did
in, you
that at
buy a
Ray
ticket for a
Winder.
dollar. Hell yeah, they did. That was the first time I ever had Chick-fil-A. Like, hell, the first 10 times I ever had Chick-fil-A. I didn't, because they always had them there.
Yeah,
But you
that was a
could just
long
get the
time ago.
sandwich. But yeah, dude, it'd have to be the hot dog.
Ray Winder had very good hot dogs, like the best hot dogs I've ever had. It was on that little spinner thing, like there in the
Yeah.
concession stand. The buns were steamed. Yes, the Ray Winder had the best hot dogs. But the nachos at Dickie Stevens are terrific. That's number one for me. That's what I had. That's what I had for dinner. I didn't eat lunch purposely because I knew I was going to
Because
the ballpark that
you
night.
knew you're gonna tear them up, huh?
I knew I was going to go in because you've got like 4 or 5 choices of meat that you can get. And I always get two. I got the chicken and pulled pork. You got a couple different kinds of
Dang.
a couple different kinds of queso you can get, and I got the white. And I liked how the dude was like, they had never done this to me before, but this dude was like, "We have these options here. I recommend this." And then we go to like the cheese. He's like, "We have these options. I recommend this." And like he did that
Sweet.
every time, and I loved it. It was like it
Wait, am
was
I at a real restaurant?
no, I just love the casual, and I recommend this. And then you get all these toppings, and I'm a toppings dude, like loaded up. Like I got barbecue sauce drizzled on it. I got some sour cream, and this was a power move. This is what got him that tip. He took the sour cream thing and turned it to the side before going to over my nachos. Turned it over to the side to drip the excess water out like you would like the mustard water, the gross mustard
Yeah.
water.
Yep.
He did that and then drizzled like just nothing but pure awesome sour cream on it. And I pointed it out. I was like, thank you for that. That was awesome. And then we talked about how gross mustard water is. So yeah, it got
So
him a
you go
tip.
around
So
drinking mustard water?
I mean, you've had it because you're not thinking about it when you're at home. You pull
Yeah.
it out or sometimes you do it and you think you got it all out and then you go over to whatever you're putting the mustard on and then you're just like, oh, it's just nothing but water
It's usually just leads to soggy bread. It's like,
all over
crap.
this carefully crafted sandwich. But I'll toast a lot of my sandwich bread, at least at home, especially if I'm putting like mustard or like Miracle Whip on it or something, or both. But yeah, the nachos at Dickie Stevens my favorite. But the hot dogs at Ray Winder were excellent. Okay, if you had to pick one, this is a local thing, everybody. Local is in like Arkansas, Central Arkansas area. Would you rather go to a game? And my dad asked me this: would you rather go to a game at Dickie Stevens or Ray Winder?
Ray Winder.
Yeah, see, that was my thought just because of the setup. It's basically a miniature Fenway.
Dude, and you had to just launch it over that massive fence in the outfield
Yes,
to
you
get a
did.
home run.
Yes, you did. And it's just nothing but green. I mean, it looked like Fenway Park, but on a small scale. Just all this green around. But I would go with Dickie Stevens just because of the view that you
It's
see of
super
Little
nice.
Rock. Yeah, it's like, man, Little Rock looks like a beautiful city from here.
Because yeah, if somebody hit a home run over right field at Ray Winder, it was busting somebody's windshield on the interstate
Oh yeah,
on
because that
630. It was gonna make somebody mad.
if it
Uh,
if it clears that, somebody's getting rocked, and that's
yeah.
what made it more exciting too. But
Seeing
I do.
JD Drew hit a couple of them over that one.
Wow, JD Drew. Wow.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, that is a parking
Stubby
lot
Clapp. Hell,
now.
he hit him over too.
Yeah, where Ray Winder was is a parking lot now, which
Yeah,
is
it's
it's
it's sad
sad,
to drive by.
but but they do have the scoreboard still, which is
Yeah,
cool, I guess. But I don't know, Dickie Stevens is nice. We keep a little bit of history, unlike Vegas. Vegas doesn't have any history; they just blow everything up and build something else. But I mean, that has its perks too. But anyway, the Field of Dreams game, last year's game, I knew in order for it to be successful, like a big deal, and that they have it again, you were going to have a great game. And it was a
hmm
great game. Like it was a great game between the Yankees and White Sox. I want to say the White Sox were leading the whole way. The Yankees came back at the end, and then the White Sox came back in the bottom of the like. I want to say the Yankees took the lead in the top of the ninth. White Sox came back, battled in the bottom of the ninth, hit a walk off. Tim Anderson, the shortstop, hit a walk off home run to win at 9-8. And I was like, I remember thinking they could not have had a better game for
Oh,
this.
and I couldn't get over the entrance, the way they entered the field. Just through
Yeah,
the cornfield and the
they came out of
outfield.
the
Yeah,
cornfield, didn't they? Yeah,
yeah, it's
I
pretty
had forgotten
sweet.
about that. That
Yeah,
was awesome. Yeah, and they had Costner there, doing interviews before the game, and it looks like a really cool setup now. And
who knows how much it costs to actually go go see that game? But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's in the middle of Iowa, somewhere in Iowa. I can't remember, but I mean, it's like a
yeah,
museum now. But they've turned it into like a legitimate ballpark and moved in I mean, they moved in a lot of bleachers, I know, for that game. And I think probably, and it looks like they've added on to it. I don't know if they have or not, but that's what it looks like just from the pictures I've seen of it. But you knew last year's game was going to have to be just a hit for them to do it again, and viewership would have to be very high. And it was a great game. This year, it's the Cubs and Reds, who are tied currently, uh, 3-4, I guess, in the Central. They both have 44 and 66, excuse me, 44 and 64 records. The Reds have won 6 of their last 10, which is when I look at last 10, the Reds have been 6-4 for the last like 4 weeks, or it's like interchangeable 6-4, 4-6. So they're doing way better than they were
Oh hell
when
yeah.
we were just ripping on them and the president of operations, rightfully so, right as the season kicked off. But the Reds, they're both wearing throwback unis. The Cubs are wearing uniforms from the 1927 to 29 seasons. The Cubs are wearing those throwbacks, which the hats look pretty cool. But the Reds unis are straight fire. Like, we don't have a picture to pop up here ready, but just Google what the Reds are going to be wearing Thursday. It's from the 1914 season. Just absolute fire unis, and they know it. I mean, they are so dope. They are super clean, some red stripes, cool looking to see. It's going to be very cool to watch. So I am looking forward to that. I'm going to go out. I didn't see a time listed, but I mean, it's obviously going to be a night game. But I am going to definitely watch that Thursday. So I'm going to have that on. Looking forward to it. As far as who wins, I'm not going to make a prediction. I just or care. I just want to see a good game.
No.
But speaking of the Central, Cardinals are back atop the Central. Cardinals are red hot right now, by the way. They've won 9 of their last 10 games, or 9-1 in their last 10 games. They've won 7 in a row. The only team hotter than them right now are the Dodgers, who have the best record in baseball right now. I think like 73 and 25. Let's double check that. I wrote it down. Yep. No, 75 and 33. The Dodgers, 75 and 33. Dodgers have won 8 in a row and are 9-1 in their last 10. So they're both 9-1 in their last 10 games. And Cardinals have won 7 in a row. Dodgers have won 8 in a row. But Dodgers have the best record in baseball now. They've overtaken the Yankees. Cardinals swept the Yankees. I mean, we're just kind of recapping at this point. But uh, speaking of baseball, Little League World Series is about to take place. I think it starts next week,
Did you
maybe.
did you see that kid hit the home run rocking the bailing gloves like the farmer gloves?
No, I didn't see that. Oh, like the bailing gloves. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude. Yeah.
No, I did
Not
not
that
see that.
glove, yeah. He like the yard work gloves, man.
No, I
Just
did not, but that's dope.
hitting dingers. Yeah. I think
That's
he's from Iowa, so yeah. It's
make
like of course this kid's from Iowa.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I have this is the first time I've turned it on. It's like regional games, so it's all like state teams. But like Delaware was playing Pennsylvania, I think. The Delaware pitcher's last name was Swayze. And I don't know what Swayze means. I just know Eminem says it in a lot of his songs. So I assume it means something cool ish. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Little league games are interesting. You can tell what kids are going to be just future brats or already brats. But they're griping after every call, and then you have some that are you know real cool about it. They accept it, like, all right, so this is how it is. It's like, all right, that's the one
Yep.
that's going to be an upstanding citizen. Just judging the shit out of these like little kids. Like I
Sounds like
wasn't
it. Yeah.
like I wasn't one of these little brats.
Oh yeah, I was a little brat sometimes. What do you mean
I,
I'm out?
yeah, what is way outside? Man,
Come on, man, you did
come
tag
on, it
me.
was way outside. I mean, I was right probably most of the time.
Yeah, I was right 99% of the time. No, for a fact. Stupid blue.
Yeah, but it's yeah. So, but me at my 37-year-old self, I'm just judging. Like I said, super judging these kids and what kind of people they are and what they're going to be, just based on how they act on the field.
Oh man,
First impressions, right?
they're everything, man.
But it's well, and another thing too, when things go bad in these games, they typically snowball a lot, like, faster in a little league game. Like when it starts to go bad, you can see it on their faces, and it like there's no poker face. Like they know when they've gotten beat, right? Like they know when the other team's got the upper hand and they're about to take over. That happened a day in one game. I want to say it was like Virginia and Tennessee. It was Tennessee. I remember because Tennessee had replicas essentially of Vanderbilt's college uniforms, like the black and gold pinstripes, I think it is, like just
Yeah,
straight fire unis. Because I mean, Vanderbilt has the best; they've got the best unis when they're rocking those black, that all black with the pinstripes. You can't beat that, man.
yeah, but they're super hot to play in. It's all black, man. In
Yeah,
the
it
middle of
looks
the
dope.
summer, I would
Yeah, it
not
looks
want
so dope though.
still.
I would rock it. You wouldn't wear it just because it's like a
Oh no,
little
I
bit
would rock
hotter.
it,
You're
but
gonna be hot no matter what.
true, but you're still gonna be a couple degrees hotter in the black.
Yeah, it's clean though, man. It's super
Just
clean. But and you could tell though everybody's got like an upgrade. Everybody has a uniform upgrade, going in. I'm wondering like what if they're wearing like the same unis,
from
that
last
well
last year's.
no, just like from the early rounds that they started wearing them. Like in the very first round of whatever you have to play to get to, like, in district or regional or however they categorize it, if they're still wearing like a farm credit
Or
uniforms,
Benny's body shop.
yeah, or Benny's body shop. I kind of wish they were still like wearing those.
Oh man.
Because like the Bad News Bears, I want to say like they wore like the same uniforms throughout everything. Maybe even when they went to Japan or wherever it was for that one. Can't remember if they got uniform upgrades for that one or not. But if I were a kid, I'd be like, yeah, these are upgrades because we were excited when we got the All Star unis.
Yeah. The
It was
new
different then.
T-shirt with the iron-on letters.
Yeah. I don't even think it was new. It was just something different
Oh yeah, it was different, but
because they pulled it out of that trailer, that one trailer that was always in the corner,
yeah.
and just all
Did you
these
ever go inside
boxes.
that thing?
Oh yeah, I've been in there
It's
several times.
like, hey, let's go get the pitching machine. And we had a pitching machine? What?
Oh yeah, man. But you go in there, it's hot, it's
Yeah.
cobwebs, and they just hand you this big box with like whatever in it, the unis that smell
Mr.
like they've been in there, that trailer for a year.
Mr. Tricky was usually mad because it was too hot. He had been there for too long.
Yeah. And it wasn't climate control. So some were a little faded, but that was okay. We still rocked it. What other baseball news was there?
Vin Scully, dude. Or did he die
Yeah,
right
that
after our
top.
podcast?
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that, man.
Right after, man.
I learned of that as soon as I got off. Like
Yeah.
I saw these like all this Vin Scully stuff, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah,
And
it's like, dang it, dude.
I was like, oh
Man.
man. Which was, rest in peace, Vin Scully, the goat of play by play,
Oh, by far.
by far, absolutely. But he, but yeah, it happened right after we got done with our episode last week. So we didn't get to discuss it. So we will take a minute to discuss it here. I of course looked at a lot of those old play by play calls of his where he
Yeah. Telling the
some
stories and
just
crazy stories.
fluently mixes in these stories with the game.
And there's a ball outside.
Yeah. 2-1 count. And
So
then
he
goes
was
back
getting
to the
attacked
story.
by wolves.
Yes. The best one I heard of those, I mean, there's a jillion of them, was with Madison Bumgarner talking to him before a game, and he was saying that him and his wife were out on their ranch doing some work or something, and like his wife saw a big snake, just some big snake. I don't know if it was poisonous or what, but Madison Bumgarner, being Madison Bumgarner, just hacks the thing into pieces. And they notice, like, in one of the, massive wounds of the snake that's now dead, there's something in there, and they pull out two baby rabbits. Pull two baby rabbits out of the dead, hacked up snake, and they noticed one of them moved. And so they eventually nursed it back to health and then re-released it into the wild later on. So that rabbit survived getting eaten by a snake, and then the snake getting just hacked into pieces, probably sushi style. And that thing survived. I'm like, wow, what a story, man. As he's calling the game. Like,
And
that's
he got a base hit after that story. I'm pretty sure on that sound clip.
who did?
The guy he's talking about with the
No,
snake.
Madison Bumgarner was pitching.
I'm thinking of another clip.
Yeah, Madison Bumgarner's a pitcher, but he can hit. He hits pretty well for a pitcher. Oh, I did see last week that, like, of course, the unicorn baseball card is the Honus Wagner
Yeah.
T206, I think it is. It's the most rare baseball card there is. I want to say it came out of like cigarette boxes back in the early
Yeah. Something like
1900s or
that.
whenever it was. But one that looked to be mint or whatever it was, the very high grade for something that old. It went for at auction for $7.25 million.
Dang that inflation, man.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying like, well, a lot of people are saying baseball cards are like dead. Like this is a thing of like nobody's gonna keep collecting these. At least years ago they had said that like people aren't gonna
Yeah.
care about that
It
stuff
goes in
anymore.
cycles, yeah.
Well, that proves otherwise. $7.25 million for a card.
Still got all mine. I doubt any of them are worth like a fraction of that. But
Yeah, I've got all mine still. I mean, I'll never get rid of them. If anything,
no,
it's just sentimental at this point.
you get my Jordan cards.
I do have a lot of Jordan cards.
Hey, I do too.
Got a lot of Griffey, a ton of
Griff,
King Griffey Jr. cards.
yeah.
But yeah, I it'd be really cool to have that baseball card. But man, it'd be way cooler, I would think, to have $7.25 million. And there's like a 54 mantle card or something that they're expecting to go for even more, like upwards of like 10 million.
Dang.
Yeah, tell me about it. Okay, quick story here. I'm going to throw my mom a little bit under the bus. Sorry, Margie, love you. But all right, so when I first moved back to Central Arkansas, we went to a Travelers game. Going back to Dickie Stevens, we went to a Travelers game, and they're the double A affiliate of then the Angels, currently the Mariners. But now it was the Angels then and was for the longest time. But we get to the game, and I hear about this guy named Mike Trout, this hot prospect who's on the team. And I get there, and at the game, he goes 0 for 4. Like, does nothing special. Went 0 for 4 that game that we were there. Like, the whole family was there. First weekend back in Central Arkansas. But you look at his stats, and his stats are insane. It's like 360, like all these home runs and RBIs. Like, I mean, he's just clearly lighting it up. Might have been like 370, or it was very high average. But like I said, went 0 for 4 that game, did nothing special. But like a week or two later, he gets called up to the show and just lights the league on fire. I mean, just becomes like white hot, for the next decade.
Yeah.
But in, I want to say like 2015 or so, like 2015, my mom had put together a garage sale, a yard sale at my grandma's in Furlough. And I was there for whatever reason. I walked up, I came over, I walked past in between some tables that had everything set up, and I noticed a stack, like a Ziploc bag, clear Ziploc bag full of that high, give or take, of Travelers baseball cards. And
What was the
immediately
price?
10 cents for the stack.
Oh,
10 cents for the stack. CENTS, 10 cents for the whole stack.
wow.
And it
Wouldn't
just
even go for
pops,
a full quarter.
no, pops into my head. This might have been around the time that Trout played. Because when else is she going to go get, when else are they going to get baseball cards? Like, not like they just randomly went and got them at the store. So I start flipping through the stack, pull them out. I start flipping through the stack. I get about halfway through the stack, and sure enough, there's a Mike Trout Travelers baseball card in perfect condition. It's mixed in with the rest. I, of course, checked the rest of them to make sure there's no duplicates or anything like that or anything else with Trout. And that was the only one. But I took it out, put it right back in the stack, or put it right back in the Ziploc bag, put it there, because the rest is 10 cents,
Yeah.
if that.
The rest is like 5 cents.
Yeah, if the rest, you'd have to give me 10 cents to like throw it away, you know. But that one in particular, I just so happened to look up when I saw this about the Wagner card. It made me go on like eBay and check the price of that Trout card. Somebody has it listed. I don't know that's what it's. This is what it's worth, but somebody has that exact card that I have listed on eBay for $1,000.
I would go. I'd have to confirm that with what Beckett. Then
Oh,
that wasn't that the book.
I'm sure it's not worth that,
Oh,
but
I mean,
this is what somebody has it listed for, $1,000, thinking that somebody might actually buy it. And
there's
it was
somebody
in it.
might actually do it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And that card was in a stack of 10 cents. It was going to be sold to somebody for 10 cents. Somebody was about to get a mega steal. If I were at that garage sale, I would have been like, this might have been around the time Trout played, because it was just a few years after that.
Oh man, it reminds me of a time whenever I was at some yard sale with my grandparents. Freaking same thing, old cigar box, had some old baseball cards in it, and they're like, asked them how much they wanted for them. They're like, 50 cents for all of it. And I was like, okay, because there's
All
a couple of
right.
unopened decks,
Yeah, you
so I
never know
grabbed
what
them.
you're going to get in there.
Dude, sit there, opened them right in front of him. Mark McGuire card, and this was like at the time of the race, and he's like, get out of my driveway, just leave. he was he was so upset, man. Oh, dude, just
I mean, it's on him,
trash.
man.
Yeah, he went from being a nice old man to trash talking a 12-year-old.
Yeah. It's not worth much now, though, to be fair. But at the time,
No,
you're
but
thinking,
yeah,
man, I just
at the
screwed
time I
up.
was like, holy crap, score.
Absolute
And of
score.
course, I probably did like, hey, look, Mister, it's Mark McGuire.
You probably did. It rubbed it in.
Yeah. Oh, tough sell, man.
Yeah, you got all kinds of excited. I don't blame you.
Uh,
Well, we'll jump to golf real quick. The some judge, rejected Live Trio's bid to play in the FedEx Cup playoffs. What is that? The big playoff for the tour. What is that?
yeah, you won the
I
PGA.
assumed.
Yeah,
Yes, and I saw the names of them. Only one of which really stood out to. I did see Matt Jones because there's a quarterback at Arkansas that was a star there named Matt Jones, but that popped out. But the main one that popped out was Taylor Gooch.
yeah.
I was like, that's a real, and I had heard that name before. But I was like, that can't be right. And of course, he spells Taylor without a Y in it.
Yeah.
So it looks like Towler or whatever. But yeah, Taylor Gooch. Is he a good player? I assume he's
I mean,
okay if Live offered him money.
he's okay. He's all right. I mean, he wasn't like winning, but I mean,
Well,
he was doing all right.
I saw that Cameron Smith, who's like what ranked the number 2 player in the world.
Yeah.
Join Live for 100 mil, I think it was. He declined to comment on it, which he doesn't have to. But I know a lot of people.
What, he joined?
Yes,
Oh,
that's the word.
I thought he turned it down. So,
I believe he joined. I believe that's what I saw on the bottom of the screen here on ESPN tonight.
if it happened tonight, probably. I haven't seen any sports today. So
Well, if you were offered $100 million, because
no.
the tour doesn't guarantee you anything. Like I have learned so much about golf just from Live.
Yeah, but they took the money, so they need to not worry about what the PGA is doing. PGA told them what they couldn't do if they left, and now they're getting butthurt about it. So they already got theirs, and now they're like, oh, I'm doing it. It's not for the money. It's so I can have, so I can play less golf. And now they're lobbying to play in more tournaments so they can get FedEx Cup points. So it makes no freaking sense.
Well, I don't know. Not
What they're
everybody.
defending. I mean, but most of them.
Not everybody's saying that. Not everybody's saying I want less
Well,
time or more time
that
off.
was the whole narrative whenever all this crap was kicking off.
It's with some of them, yeah, but I
With
mean they don't speak for everybody.
85% of them that were getting airtime on TV. So,
But
but
should
yeah,
the tour? I mean, I know the tour wants to crush the competition, whatever competition they have. It's like the NFL was with
mm,
when the USFL came around back in the day.
yeah,
I understand that they want to crush the competition, but should they say you can't compete in our events if you're going to go join these guys?
yes.
Why can't they do both? It's like Barkley. Why can't
No,
he?
they set the standard, and you went against it. They told them what was going to happen, and now they're bitching about it. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
You actually can have your cake and eat it too.
No, because once you eat it, you don't have it. That's the
But
whole point.
you can have your
If you had
cake
one piece of cake,
and eat
no,
it
but you
too.
not at the same time.
Yes, you can. I can have the cake and take some bites of it and eat it. The correct saying is you should didn't you watch whatever the Unabomber Netflix series was? That was awesome, by the way. I can't remember the
No,
name of it. But yeah, that was his mate.
no.
That's how he got outed by his brother. He said because he said it the correct way. You can't eat your cake and have it too. Because once you've already eaten the cake, you can't have it anymore. You can't eat your cake and have it too. That's the correct saying. It's like when people say, I could care less. It's like, well, you technically could care less because you literally just said you could
You
care
just
less.
cared a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't care less is how you're supposed to say it. But it's one of those things that, those English things that gets ruined and just gets stuck with.
But we all know what is meant by it.
Yeah. But either way, Liv's got us talking about golf. So yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're out of time, folks. That was a fun episode. We'll be back next week with episode 42, the Jackie Robinson episode. Appropriate.
Ooh,
Yeah, since
yeah.
we are very much into it with baseball. We'll talk about the Field of Dreams game, Little League World Series, all that and more. But check us out next week. This is Grandpal.
Brother Brown.
Deuces, y'all.